Hey guys, Marsinged here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we just finished doing Bardock's EZA, good old 30-stage EZAs. And we're going to be trying out our boy here, fully Extreme Z Awakened, obviously level 10 Lynx, Rainbow. Check out and see what he can do. He has a bit of a bad reputation, of course. It's funny to think that we got the Kefla EZA as a global first. And then this guy was the very next EZA that came out on JP. And of course, now this week, we've had the two EZAs release on the opposite versions. So Bardock, he, like I say, has a bit of a bad reputation. He's probably the worst Dokkan Fest exclusive EZA of 2024 so far. But we're going to try him out and see what we can get out of him here. He greatly raises defense on Super, which is an infinite stack. He has key 2 attack and defense 150%. He gets an additional 50% attack when attacking. Then he gets 20% attack up to 100 and damage reduction of 10% up to 50 per low class warrior ally on the team. So you need 5 low class warriors on the team in order for him to get that full buff. He does count as one of them. So you need 4 other ones as well. Then he gets an additional 50% attack and attacks effective against all types when there's a Wicked Bloodline enemy. And then he launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super when there's another low class warrior ally attacking in the same turn. So we are trying him out on one of his many 200% leads. He's on like 11 200% teams, which is kind of cool. But we're going to use him on the God Goku team here. Because we're able to run units like Path to Power Kid Goku and the Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku, who are low-class warriors. So we have 3 low-class warriors on the team, which means he's getting an extra 60% attack and 30% damage reduction. So we are in the Boo Absorption Red Zone stage. We've only got Saiyan Warrior Race and Fierce Battle active on this turn. We are using the Goku Family Support Memory. I think for the sake of course we can't get the 7 orbs, we can get 6 in 2 different places. For the sake of not dying straight away, I'm going to use a Sensu Bean. He didn't actually seal Bardock, but the whole reason I brought them was so that Bardock didn't end up getting sealed, but I think we'll use it just to get the heal. We started the turn on fairly low health, so this AGL Super Vegeta has 70% damage reduction, and he's supporting AGL types, so he is giving this Bardock a little bit of support as well. We have the low-class warrior ally on the rotation because we have Path to Power Kid Goku. So hopefully we can get a few supers here. So 8.8 million for Bardock. I mean, to be fair, that's not terrible considering, you know, his base form is all about stacking the defense. So, I mean, there you go. We got the best possible RNG, right? He got his hidden potential additional and the additional super from having a low-class warrior ally on rotation. So triple super on the first turn. That is exactly what we want to see. So that backed up. That's 3 greatly raises of his defense, which was at what, about 250k start of turn. 3 50% raises. You know, 24 million attack stat worth of damage overall. It's not terrible. So yeah, we'll see what his start of turn defense is on the next turn. It's not ideal for you to be sealed, but, I mean, he does have guard on his first appearance, but is it a bit too risky to put him in slot 1? I'm not sure. I do want to float these guys off. I want to try and get a rotation where we get GT Vegeta with Bardock, preferably Super Saiyan Bardock, obviously. Because, yeah, that would be a good turn. Yeah, get you some build-ups. Can't do any supers, but at least you can get hit a bunch here and get some defense build-up. Because at least he does have that guard for the first turn. Get a nice little bit of build-up here. And then if we can get the GT Duo to revive, then obviously he goes into his, like, God mode. Yeah, I mean, considering how old AGL Bardock is, I think his base form super attack animation, it's not terrible. It has, I wouldn't say it's aged like really badly or anything. And I do still really love his transformation animation as well. But his Super Saiyan super attack animation is good as well. Because yeah, the thing with this Bardock, we'll obviously go through his Super Saiyan passive once we actually transform. His Super Saiyan form is pretty decent. It's just the fact that his base is nothing like super impressive. And on a lot of these other teams you're going to run, or in certain events when we think about the hardest bosses in the game, you're not going to be running a lot of low-class warrior allies. Because, you know, that 8.8 million attack, that's in part the fact that he has the 60% extra attack because of the low-class warrior allies on the team. If he's the only one, then it's only 20%, right, instead of 60, and then he only has 10% damage reduction. 10% damage reduction is still better than nothing, especially if he's able to get some decent stacks. So we'll see what he looks like here on the third turn. He's sealed Super Vegeta. I think that's okay. So we could transform now, but we're not going to transform straight away. So we're at 670k on the second turn. Now, bear in mind, obviously, on this turn, see, we've got no... It's too dangerous to put you in slot 1 now because you don't have the damage reduction. We can't get 6 orbs for God Goku. So God Goku could very easily get us killed here. And he has 354k. He should tank normals, but he'd die if he doesn't dodge a super. This Bardock, 670k with 30% damage reduction. Maybe actually just double check, because I can literally just check how much this Boo actually hits for. But I think Bardock probably still dies, right, with that level of defense and then 30% damage reduction. I'm not 100% sure, but I can just literally check how much this Boo hits for. Where's the Boo red zone? There we go. Versus Boo absorption, and then physical Boo tanks. Yeah, his super does 875k. So actually, with the damage reduction as well, Bardock should probably just take double-digit damage. Of course, the orbs are still kind of weird. I don't know if I can get 6 orbs even if I do put God Goku in slot 2. Yeah, so I was hoping these would all drop down a little bit better, but we'll do that. So yeah, that's not bad. I thought this Boo hit a lot harder for some reason. So Bardock's perfectly able to tank these in slot 1 now. And then hopefully, we've got no low-class warrior ally on the rotation. I think that's going to be his biggest weakness, right? Is if you don't have a low-class warrior ally on the turn with him, then you can get a turn like this, where he's not getting that extra attack from the ally, and then we didn't get the hidden potential additional, so he just did 1 super. Which is fine, but as a unit that wants to stack defense, and we want to try and stack as much as possible before we transform him, every turn where we only get 1 super... it's obviously going to be a bit disappointing, right? He was up to 650 start of turn here because we got a triple super last turn. Which means if you're only getting 1 super every turn, he'd only be up to that defense by, what, like turn 7, which would not be particularly great. So you're going to want him to be getting additional supers, like, as much as possible. Okay, you can actually probably... yeah, you'll live even if you get supered here. Because you're sealed again, but we might as well try and get some build up for you. Okay, he did guard, so that's good. Alright, so he's decently well built up here. I think the GT duo have taken enough hits that we can even get there. Oh, he dodged the super, let's go. With the guard active, I think he would have been fine, because he got a few more defense buffs after getting hit anyway. And he was guarding, but that's pretty good. But yeah, low-class warriors, if once we get some buffs, if you can actually... imagine you're running him on a setup where you actually have 5 low-class warriors, then it's going to be significantly better, because those attack stats on turn 1 that were like 8 point something, those would have been over 10 mil. Then he's got 50% damage reduction, which, once he starts getting to levels of, like, you know, getting close to and then over 1 million defense, having 50% damage reduction on top of that is going to be very good. So... what are we up to now? We're only at 670. So that's the thing. I don't really want to transform him just yet. But he's got enough defense that he can sit in slot 1. He shares 5 links with the GT duo. So that is actually very good. So I think we can kind of afford to just keep him stacking up a little bit here. And then we'll do this. Get the orbs for God Goku. And then we should be looking good here. Okay, we got an immediate slot 1 super. Not ideal, but 100k. So that's bearing in mind he has type advantage. We have that little bit of damage reduction. That's not too bad. And then everyone else on the rotation should tank fine. We got the additional from the hidden potential, so that's good. So in total, he's supered what? 6 times now? It was 3 times turn 1, once on turn 2, and then twice there. So he supered 6 times. We'll see what he's looking like defense-wise at the start of the next turn. I think the start of his next turn, we will have Path to Power Kid Goku on the rotation as well. So we will be able to get that potential extra super. I have to be very careful, though, because Path to Power Kid Goku... 23rd World Tournament Goku can still kind of cook, especially if you do get a unit to revive nice and early. Which I think we will... We'll probably want to transform Bardock. I don't want this run... I mean, the showcase... Obviously, this event can go very long. We don't need the showcase for Bardock to be super long, so I might transform him on the next turn. And then I might use the standby for the GT Duo as well. Because then at least Tech World Tournament Goku will be in his full power mode. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah, God Goku hitting over 10 mil attack stats here. God Goku can still be pretty good. Because remember, with the 6 orbs, he's got guard, a 60% chance to dodge. And he's got, like, relatively decent base defense. We've got the triple super turn as well. So, that's not too bad. Oh, yeah. So, of course, he tanks the enormous for double-digit damage. Alright, so... I probably want to do this. He has 743k. Although we are on quite low health. That's 7 orbs. So if I do that. Do that. Watch him not guard here. I might do this just in case he gets supered. I think if he gets supered and doesn't guard, he still has 743k defense. So he might be okay. Okay, he is guarding. He's still not fully built up yet either. There we go. That's not bad. Yeah, 23rd World Tournament Goku can still do pretty well. I mean, we're getting lucky with his chance to guard here that he is still guarding. And now he's actually getting to super. Oh, and he lowers attack, which is good. It's not bad. I'm not sure how hard Boo... I should have kept the Dokkan wiki info thing up, but unfortunately it does make everything slow down a little bit. So try not to have it open too much when we're... streaming and recording at the same time. But yeah, he got a few supers off, so we got a couple of attack lowers there, which is good. We got the orbs for Goku, so he's guarding. I'm not sure how well he will do against the super here. I'm not sure what his defense is up to now. And then, of course, Super Vegeta. We didn't start the turn on particularly low HP, so he has a little bit of damage reduction, but he does have type advantage as well, so... Alright, so we're going to go ahead and transform Bardock on the next turn. I might actually, like I say, transform the GT Duo as well. Get that 80% attack support. So Bardock should look pretty crazy on this turn. And we have the low class. I don't think the low class warrior ally actually matters once you transform as well. But alright, so we'll put the animations on. But yeah, just to show the condition, because I don't think we showed it before. So you can transform from the 4th turn, from the start of battle, so it's not even from his first turn. So if he's on the 2nd rotation, like he was here, his next appearance would be turn 4, and then you could transform straight away. Or you can transform straight away when there's a Wicked Bloodline character as the enemy. But obviously you want to try and get as many stacks in as you can. He's up to just under 1 million defense now with no support, which is pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and transform with him here now.
It's pathetic. Me. I'm going to defeat you.
Yeah, I always like it when they do the Super Saiyan transformation where it has like the flicker and it goes, yeah, and then back rather than just being all in one go. I always thought that was kind of cool. Right, so we'll turn the animation off and then do the standby for you. So, linked up with GT Vegeta, we have 3 links active, Super Saiyan Prepared for Battle and Fierce Battle. We have 1 million defense, and then once we have transformed into Super Saiyan Bardock, oh, that's pretty awesome, we have greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn, immense damage, and greatly lowers defense as the super attack effect. And then for our passive, we have key 3, attack and defense 180, attacks effective against all types, damage reduction of 18%, launch an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. Then we get 100% attack when attacking. Medium chance to crit, medium chance to dodge. So 30% crit, 30% dodge. Additional 3 key and chance to crit and chance to dodge 18% and damage reduction 18% for 5 turns. So basically he has 36% damage reduction and then what, 48% crit and 48% dodge for the first 5 turns. And then he launches an additional super attack and all attacks are guaranteed crits when there's a Wicked Bloodline enemy. So we definitely will be testing him out when the Legendary Frieza event comes out. But as you can see, once he's transformed, he doesn't have any sort of low-class warrior requirement. So on some of these other teams that you can run him on, as long as you can get him by those first few turns, once he becomes a Super Saiyan, it doesn't really matter that you haven't got those low-class warriors, right? Like if you're running him on a Super Saiyans team or Pure Saiyans, anything like that. Time Travelers, he's on obviously crossover. But the problem is with any of these kind of units that stack before they transform is you want to try and get as many stacks as possible. So if you're running a team with no low class warrior allies, you're never going to get those turns where he has an ally on rotation and gets an extra super. So you're not going to stack as fast. And then of course in base he'll be easier to kill because less low class warrior allies means less damage reduction. But I mean here he's at 1,000,000 defense start of turn. What did I say it was? It's like 48% chance to dodge while having 36% damage reduction. So he's in a pretty good spot here. And of course we're going to have the 80% attack support from the GT Vegeta. So I'm going to do this and then do this. I mean GT Vegeta should still die, but... Alright, so we get the dodge. Obviously we tank normals for double digits. I do kind of want to see how much this will do, but he might dodge. Okay. Yeah, double digits, that's good. I mean, we have type advantage and 36% damage reduction, so I kind of would expect him to not take a lot. And then what's his attack stat? It's like 13 mil? Yeah, 13.6, okay. That's not that high, considering he has the 80% attack support on this turn, 13.6. And we have an additional attack that will have a 70% chance to become a super. He is effective against all types, though, always, which I guess makes up a little bit for the attack stat not being as high. And he does have that built-in crit chance. We get the additional super from his passive, so it goes up to 14.5. And then we could still do the hidden potential as well, which means it should go up to almost 15, if not over. But we didn't get that. And then we get the dodges. So getting the 250% raises, I mean, he's going to have ridiculously high defense after those 2 supers as well, plus the damage reduction and everything. So, I mean, it's definitely not bad once he transforms. He's just not like a top pick, I don't think, really. Also, I did not expect them to take such little damage. I know the Boo doesn't hit that hard, but I'm not used to GT Vegeta getting hit and not dying. All he needed was 100% defense on super. Yeah, I mean, what, in base? Or... Because, I mean, in this form is okay. 100% defense on super in base would have been cool. We wouldn't have as many stacks to carry over still, but that would still work out quite nicely. Oh, man, what are the chances we put you in slot 1 and you just get killed? 529k defense. I don't know. Yeah, it's funny when the GT duo don't die, when that's like the whole reason you have them there. It's like, I'll put you here so you can get killed. And I get the Spirit Bomb, and then they don't get killed. Wow. 23rd World Tournament Goku actually showing out for once. He's guarded every single time. The number of times I used this guy back around when he first came out, and I just kept getting killed because he wouldn't guard. I'm genuinely impressed. Because we're still in the phase where we can lower attack, so we don't really have any risk of dying here, and then God Goku should just finish him off. Now, unfortunately, the next phase is against the physical Buu tanks who can lock you in place, and we don't have our Senzu Beans. So hopefully we don't get a terrible rotation. But we'll see. Watch them lock like the GT duo in slot 1, and then they just get instantly killed. That is a thing that could happen. And of course, the God Goku's not getting any crits, so we haven't killed him. Right, I see, yeah. If he had extra defense on Super in Super Saiyan form, then yeah, you could transform him earlier and then he'd still have decent enough post-super defense. Yeah, that's true. Because that is the biggest problem, is if you are forced for whatever reason, because of the rotations or however the fight is going at that point, if you're forced to transform him early, then his Super Saiyan form is not going to be very impressive defensively, which then in difficult events, that's going to be very bad. So... Right, who got locked? Of course he did. Locked Super Vegeta in slot 1. So what are the chances that Super Vegeta just gets killed here immediately? Alright, let's see. We've got support from Super Vegeta. Super Vegeta does have a little bit of damage reduction, but obviously he doesn't have type advantage or anything. So... okay. I don't know if he gets much. Does he? He does get defense on Super, but I think it's from his passive, so I don't know if doing an additional does anything. I think if he just gets normal, I did a triple super turn. If he gets normaled, does he still take that much damage? Oh no, he only takes 68k, but he still dies. And then we drop the Spirit Bomb, so then we revive. Okay. So we get our God Mode Goku, but he's stuck in slot 7. Stuck in the middle. So I'll do that. It's still only 6, really? Turn 1 and turn 3 triple super would be really good. But then, of course, you can only triple super if you have a low-class warrior ally on the rotation. Otherwise, the most you can get is a double super. So it's tricky, but... that's the thing, he's like with any stacking unit, he's just not really designed for short events, right? So... now this next turn will be interesting because it's turn 5 from him transforming, so it's going to be his final turn of actually having his full passive active. But we are against the tech Boo Piccolo, which is not an ideal matchup for him, of course, because of type disadvantage. He also supers early very often. You have 861k defense though, so if we do this, also I think your links, because your links are actually no, they don't change at all. So we've got Super Saiyan prepared for battle, fierce battle, and we're at what, with the support from Super Vegeta, he's at 1,180,000, which is pretty good considering the damage reduction and everything as well. But yeah, we'll see this last attack from him here, and then that's going to be it for the showcase. I mean, he's not terrible. Like I said, once you get him to transform into Super Saiyan, he's not terrible. He's just not super great, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We'll definitely try him out on some other team builds. We'll try him out against... I want to try him out against Kid Buu. That'll be interesting, because obviously his first appearance... in base against Kid Buu, he does at least have type advantage, but then once you get onto Int Kid Buu, like, Int Kid Buu hits so hard and starts hitting so hard, like, straight away, that's one of those events where you probably are just going to have to transform Bardock straight away, and then he's potentially just relying on dodge, otherwise he's getting killed. Yes, he took double-digit damage from a type disadvantage super from Buu Piccolo, so I guess we'll take that, but... yeah, there you go. That is the AGL Bardock EZA. I think he's definitely not terrible. Like, people do make out that he's absolutely awful. And, you know, we jokingly... I said it in this video, right? Like, people say he's the worst EZA of 2024, which he probably is. But that's mainly because all the other ones are so good. So, let me know what you guys think of Bardock down below in the comment section. Like I say, we'll try him out in a bunch of other events and stuff, but... you guys let me know what you think. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.